Welcome back. New System School. Indoctrination. I forgot to cover this on my Friday night news, so I thought I would get this out. Some people on the channel were asking about this. I had no idea that there was a new system school. Here's the thumbnail again. New system school, a private school for the children of Jehovah's Witnesses. That's basically what that says. Okay, so let's get right into this. Did a little bit of looking around. Here it is. It comes up really quick. New System School. Education for the mind and the heart. The New System School, Inc. is a non-profit private school for the children of Jehovah's Witnesses. And for more information, please visit. For more information on Jehovah's Witnesses, please visit jw.org. So they're sending you right there too. Now, the school was formed to help member parents seeking an alternative to the public school system for their children's secular and spiritual education. The school was started in North Carolina in 1980. In 1985, the school was incorporated in Missouri, and associated corporations have since been formed in many states, including Tennessee. We have students and faculty in 35 states, several foreign countries, and we're still growing. The school is an organization of parents who wish to be closely involved with their children's educational process. They have made legal arrangements to be recognized as private religious school. In most states, New System School is not a home school satellite arrangement based on local school boards, but is a private religious school with a faculty and non-institutional campus arrangement. The New System School, Inc. is not sponsored by any congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses or the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Pennsylvania. Now, having said that, it doesn't mean that it's not sponsored by rich Jehovah's Witnesses. They can donate their money there. And we're going to get into how they actually get their money. It's quite brilliant. We're going to move on here. Information. You can do a starter kit. You got to fill it all out. We don't want to do that. You can enroll. Enrollment. What do you have to do? The school year runs from June 1st to May 31st. It can take place any time. All parents are required to carry a home school legal defense association coverage. So they want you have to be insured. So there's an insurance there. There's a link. A group of lawyers, a group of JW, they might as well just say it, a group of JW lawyers who have the purpose of defending those who are enrolled as homeschoolers or in this indoctrination school. That's what it is. As the case may be in your state, you can fill your application online. Now, children and young adults may be enrolled for kindergarten through to the 12th grade. Now this, I've done some research on this. Nowhere on this site, unless they've taken a bachelor degree in education in the U.S., can you teach K-12, grade 12. And there's reasons for that, like biology, chemistry. You know, if you went to school and learned you specialize in chemistry. You might specialize in biology, one of the hardest topics to teach. But JW.org has skewed this, or this school has skewed it. They don't have any trained people with bachelor's degree. I could not find it on this site. Expenses involved in using the school are the enrollment package is $25. The Legal Defense Association is $115 per year. Can be paid monthly. The curriculum we provide, you can choose the most appropriate one. The cost can vary as little as $20 a family to several $100 per year as per student. Dues $200 to enroll, $250 per family. All dues end of year reports, blah blah blah. Now, I was going through this. Let's just keep going. They don't have any really books. They're using JW.org books. So books are nil. That's how they're teaching them, all on JW.org. So they have to go to the Kingdom Hall and all those meetings, and then now they have to go to school every day, and it's like being in the Kingdom Hall every day. The portfolio for each student may be a notebook or a file for each subject or course, dates, events, materials. And when field trips occur, like to the Bethel, that's where they're taking them, you know that, to the branch or something like that. I don't know, I could be wrong. Anyways, all should be recorded as accurately as possible. Since we're educationally minded, you will find that there will be much to record or save. High school students should remember that these records evaluation will be useful later for resumes and portfolios. So what good is your resume if your teacher has no qualification? Your teacher doesn't have a bachelor's degree. Your teacher's not even qualified. Most JW teachers, parents, they're qualified to be an English teacher. You can get that qualification quite easily. Now, this may include workbooks, pictures, records of field trips, movies, speaking assignments. So here they get you up doing basically speaking assignments, like door-to-door stuff. That's what they're going to do. I'm sure that's what'll be in there. I could be wrong. Courses taken such as computer, foreign language, gym classes, everything to go be a pioneer or a missionary, foreign language. They like that. Music or art lessons, computer, automotive, home repair. You know, all the stuff that you're going to need to be a JW, right? No higher education here. How-to books, gardening, cooking, sewing, other written materials. So if you're a woman, you know, they want to keep you in the kitchen kind of thing. They don't want you getting a bachelor's degree. Come on. They want you gardening, cooking, sewing. Anyways, I took home ec when I was in school. I thought it was a lot of fun. Now, keeping a portfolio is good even if you also test the students. Keep all their work in a file. I thought written records were no good. You got to destroy them. Anyways, that's my own thing. That's something else, I'm sure. Now, that brings into a question. What about all of the CSA that's going on in the organization, in the Jehovah's Witness organization? There's going to be men attending these schools, and we don't know if any of these men are pedos. We don't know that because they don't advertise it. They keep it secret, and you'll never know, right? So that's another problem that I have with this whole JW school. There's going to be if men are allowed, and it doesn't say men are not allowed or men are not allowed to teach. It doesn't say any of that. It just shows a couple women run it, but they're trying to keep the men out of there. But men could be in there teaching, and they have an issue. This could be a problem, right? If I was putting my kid in there, it would be. Now, they keep records of all of this stuff. One should save all testing. Yeah. Okay, one. They should save all the testing. Now, information, let's go back. We got the enrolling. We've seen how they get the money. The money is vague. It could be anywhere up to several $100s a year. They'll try to make it cheaper. But I'm going to show you, they have a brilliant program. It's like the Costco membership. All JWs all over the USA can kind of buy into this if they have a kid in school. It's an extra, there's a membership. It's like buying into Costco membership every year. And that has built the Costco stores. You get enough memberships buying in, Jehovah's Witnesses are going to support this. They're just going to buy in. $130 is nothing. Now, keeping a portfolio schoolwork. Frequently asked questions. Let's see if they nail your questions. They did not nail mine. Now, I also sent them an email asking some direct questions. We'll see if they get back to me. I'll let you know. I did tell them who I was. Yeah, I always believe in honesty. So I told them I'm from Fixing My Faith. I spent 30 years in the organization. And I have a few questions that aren't asked here. So they ask here, here's some common ones. What's compulsory school age? Depends on the state laws where you live. May we put our child back into public school? Here, I thought this was interesting. They say, of course you can, you may, but you know at JW.org they always have a however. Well, these guys use it too. However, private schooling should not be done on a trial basis. Research the issue and carefully as possible and make a prayerful decision. So Jehovah, you pray and Jehovah's going to tell you what you should do, I guess. If returned to the public school, there is no guarantee that the school will put the student into the correct grade. Yeah, you see the problem, folks? You see, this private school starts teaching your kids. You get up to grade 6 and you find out your kid's at grade whatever. He's missed half of it. He might have a good English, a good grasp on reading and stuff like that. That's what JWs have. But they've missed biology, they missed chemistry, they missed some complicated math and algebra. because these homeschoolers may not have what it takes. And when they hire teachers with bachelor's degree in the public school system, these teachers are specialists in those areas. So you're going to get a higher level of teaching. So if returned to the public school, there's no guarantee that the school will put the student in the correct grade. You might end up in grade 5. You're in grade 6 or 7, you might end up in grade 5. Now it says testing may be insisted upon, and the test may be harder than other children have had to take in similar grades. In high school, credits may or may not be counted. This may affect a graduating class. Well, it doesn't mean you're getting the proper teaching. So, while we do not recommend private school as a trial, you may find that it is not working out to the student's benefit for you to keep him or her out of public school. Only you and your family can decide the best course. Now, here's a problem, and they don't touch on this. I had this question myself because one of my kids was homeschooled, one of them wasn't. The one that went to public school, graduated with honors. The one that chose the easy path, homeschooling, under the mom's hand, because I wasn't around. I was a breadwinner. I was gone. This was a mother-daughter thing. She failed. Never got through grade 9. Can you believe that? This is what's going on. There might be some good homeschooling out there. I don't know, but the other thing you miss with homeschooling is the kid comes out of school and doesn't know how to deal with the real world, unless you send him to Bethel or send him as a missionary or keep him in the org, in the indoctrinated org. And that's the goal of these schools. It's not to get your kid out in the real world. They think the new system's around the corner, so that's how they view it, and they'll teach the kids this indoctrination. Now, just relax. The morning activities suit your family's needs. Give your children flexibility. It sounds pretty loosey-goosey. I haven't seen a curriculum here. What about awards, certificates, and diplomas? These are available through local NSS office. So you got to go through like another. You probably got to go to a public school to get that. Maybe. I don't know what that is. Now, what is the Homeschool Legal Defense Association? Now they get the JW lawyers in there. It's a lawyers that prepares you to help you deal with it. So they get you legally bound into this. You sign off on it. If your kid comes out retarded, there's no recourse. You signed off on it. You know, your kid comes out of this school, can't deal with real life, gets out into real life, commits suicide because you can't deal with real life. The schools are bogus. They just teach JW indoctrination. Kid gets out. You go back for a recourse? Oh, you signed a legal NDA. You released us of any legal stuff. You see, that's the very first thing on here. Legalities. I've never heard of that. I've never had to sign that. But maybe if you're going into another building, there's legalities. But shit, they should have insurance. They're the ones legally responsible. Now, you know there's problems when they're getting you to pay for a lawyer. Now, how will you know what laws you are operating under? This is a way of skirting laws, or using lawyers to skirt laws. It's all kind of highlighted here. I'm going to leave a link to this. You guys can look at it. Your state may have different laws. They're trying to get around laws. The new system school has a group discount if you're enrolled in NSS. I guess that's what they call their site, NSSSquarespace.com. New Systems. What is it? New Systems School? Yeah. NSS. Okay. They provide a list of new system schools in each state. And the annual fee normally is $135, but I guess it could change because they're saying it's normally that. But it could change. However, with the group discount, the annual fee is reduced to only $120, so you save $15. Or if need, you can pay $14 a month. Okay, so if they get the Costco membership out of you, you get a whole bunch of people on there. That doesn't pay for your child's education. You're just a member. And you can get a whole pile of Jehovah's Witnesses being a member, and that's how this whole thing gets paid for. Now, what about testing or keeping a portfolio? The new system schools requires each student to be either tested. We have free testing for K9. They only go up to K9, grade 9. If other testing is required, your package should explain or contact your lawyer, your headmaster, I mean. So this is kind of a nonsense thing, but kindergarten, preschool. My child is under compulsory school age. Do I have to enroll him anywhere? No, you may do so if you wish. But they want to get you in on their kindergarten program. You can get indoctrinating kids while you're at work. Your kids there, they indoctrinate your kindergarten kid. And then when you go to the meetings, your kid's kind of indoctrinated, and just like a zombie sits there at the meetings and the kindergarten kid doesn't cry and want to run around any longer because they have a whole day of indoctrination. Now, my young student isn't interested in school reading or academics. Help me. Okay, if the child has not learned to read, remember that many are not ready at a very early age. I don't see why that's on the website, all this stuff. But I'm looking for some more information. Cost, nail down the cost of curriculum and the teacher's qualifications. That's important to me. How do we teach a child to read? There are inexpensive books that really work. For children who need lower, Steck Vaughn has inexpensive books. My child is reading already. Parents are primarily the ones responsible for the kid's education. Education should encompass fear of Jehovah. So that's in there. Education should cultivate thinking and reading. Education should be practical for adult living. Education should enable them to be responsible Christians, or JWs, they should say. And education should encourage good physical, emotional, mental, spiritual health and enable one to relate to people through various backgrounds, interests, and beliefs. And that's kind of bogus because it's just more of a door-to-door superficial face mask that Jehovah's Witnesses wear when they deal with what they call worldly people. Worldly people will not be in this school. These kids will not learn how to deal with what they call worldly people, or people with other beliefs, because they teach that those other beliefs are from the devil. And they'll be teaching that in this school, guaranteed. Now, the governing body also teaches that they do not agree with higher education, so I can see this school sliding by with legal lawyers to make sure that there's just some normal people, mothers in their teaching, maybe even fathers teaching. Who knows who's teaching? These guys aren't being transparent. Now, education should assist one to avoid that which has a detrimental effect mentally. Well, it should, but if you're educating them just on religious stuff, you're not going to give your kid that rounded mind about what's out there. Now, New School Inc., New System School Inc., does not adhere to evolution, nationalism, racism, worldly philosophy, pagan festivals like Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's, Mother's Day, Father's Day, July 1st, July 4th, Halloween, and then we come right around to Christmas. Oh, we forgot Thanksgiving. They don't do that either. It's just, they don't do any of that. That's the Rutherford trance. That's what they're promoting. Or excessive competition. So you're not going to go track field. I love track field, but you're not going to get it out of this school. Those kids that want to go in the gym and have stuff, they probably don't even have a gym. Okay, so the central purpose for the New System School Inc. is to support parents in their endeavors to have their children grow up to be reasonable Christians. Basically, they want you to be pioneers, missionaries, elders, and that's it, to contribute to their society. Not to society, to their society. They call it the society. That's what they call it. They say, I wonder what the society says on this. You see, they call it, and that's sleight of hand, sleight of words. This is written by Watchtower, basically, in my opinion. New System School Inc. is an international in scope, so they're being promoted all over the world. Therefore, while the students will be taught world, national, and local news in social, political, cultures, economic, and other areas, okay, here's the caveat, they will also be taught Christian neutrality. New System School Inc. will not support political involvement. Ruby, you're out. I had to say that. You can't send your kids to that school. They don't allow it. Political involvement. Okay, that was just that's Ruby Quinn. She joins me on news every Friday. If you don't know her, most of you guys know Ruby. So I think this is interesting. And Ruby, by the way, she does a great job. She's a smart gal, and she does homeschool her children. And we've met some of them online. So I'm not against homeschooling, but this is something we need to investigate. It was a question that was brought up in the chats and so forth. This New World School, never heard of it before. So no politics involvement, no revolutions or religious interventions. So you can't kind of look beyond religion. You can't look at Gnostic texts. When you go to school, you can look at anything. It's in the library, but not in this school. They probably have they probably only have a JW org library and maybe a few other books, that they mentioned here. Now, you can't have any affairs of the intervention in the government. Nothing. So that's what this school is about. They view the government as evil. The Bible doesn't say that. The Bible actually says in Romans 13:1 that the governments are put in place by God. That's what it says, that we should listen to the governments. But JW Work and the New System School does not promote that. They go on to say, it is our belief that a Christian's purpose in life is to worship 11 men in New York. Does it say that? Basically, it says that. Their purpose in life is to glorify God. Jehovah equals Watchtower. Watchtower equals 11 men in the governing body. And they write thousands and thousands of books and magazines to promote all of their twisted lies. And this indoctrination is now getting spread to the schools. It's just amazing. Private schools with no degree, doctorate degree, no university degree. These teachers have nothing. And it goes on to say, and direct others to his kingdom. So they're teaching what you would get at the Kingdom Hall. That's what they're teaching. Now, this heavenly government is the total solution to mankind's problems. Like, what are they putting this in here for? You go to the Catholic website, the Catholic school website, none of this stuff. They're not putting their sermon on their home page. They're not doing that. This is bogus. So anyways, this heavenly government is a total solution to mankind's problems, blah, blah, blah. The same old JW stuff. As children grow, God's Word, the Bible, will be a textbook for instruction. So that's it. Now here's what they're using. This will be reinforced through publications such as, where is it? Public as Learn from the Great Teacher. Here's one. Remember that one? For the young students. And they're going to use questions young people ask, answers at work. This is all JW.org books. And these will be used for the preteens and teenagers. That'll be textbooks. That's why it's cheap. You don't have a bunch of textbook costs. But you're just getting the Kingdom Hall stuff, the same stuff. And a wide variety of other publications that assist families to apply Bible standards of conduct in their home, like the family book probably, and other things like that. Now, children who resist such fine direction are kicked out. That's what they do, eh? With kids, they'll shun them. And if a kid is at school and they commit fornication, and they do this a couple of times, they're going to get shunned. They're probably going to get kicked out of school. They're not going to have them in there. So I'm just saying, it's in the Elders book. Now, children who resist such fine direction are patiently and kindly assisted by parents, as well as being provided association at local places of worship, where the local congregation provides specific spiritual guidance, using Matthew 18 where applicable, and parents who wish to keep such children enrolled in this New System Indoctrinational School, Inc., to continue their academic and spiritual indoctrination and emotional progress may do so as long as the children's remain at home. So if your children leaves home, you have children in grade 12 leaves home, they're not going to take them. So there you go. It's not a JW school for everyone. If you're a JW in grade 12 and you leave home, you can't go to that school no more. Okay, let's carry on. We got through the frequently asked questions. Now the portfolio of the schoolwork. Information for all grades. Did we cover this? It varies. Field trips, speaking assignments, courses, computer, foreign language. They do have gym classes, it looks like, so maybe they do have a gym. They might have a music room, it looks like, art lessons, computer or automotive or home repair manuals. No engineering, nothing that's going to get you into a university. See, when we went to school, you would take different courses that enabled you entrance to university. And you would take other courses that were just generic courses that would allow you to get through high school and just go to trade school. Well, that's what this is there's no higher end courses that is going to get you into a university. Nothing. Gardening, cooking, sewing. Okay, so we're going to move on about, it's just the history of them. What is it all about? We talked about it. It was founded in 1980. It's a private school. They call it a church-related school. And the parents are registered as faculty members of the school. And that's where they get the $100 and some bucks out of you every year. And are responsible for providing the everything. So why teach my children at home? Goes on to talk about that. Teaching at home versus public schools. It talks about that. And there are some areas where you want to teach your kids at home. If you're in a, if your kid's being bullied or something like that, right? And it might be helpful to get the kids maybe into a private school or something. So enrollment information runs from June to May, looks like. June 1st to May. What? The school year runs from June 1st to May 31st. Wow. Goes all year, even in the summertime. That's interesting. June all the way around the clock to May 31st. It runs a whole year. Enrollment can take place any time. They don't want you going back to a public school after you do their school because they can't guarantee you're going to be in grade 6 when you go there. You might be in grade 4. That's what that tells me. They're saying that their children are better educated, but I don't know. If your teachers are, it depends on the teachers, right? If your teachers don't have the training. Expense information, enrollment package, $25. Homeschool Legal Defense Association, $115. They got this in a number of places. The cost can vary as little as $20 to a family to several $100s per year per student. Several $100s. So $700, $500, $1,100. I don't know. It's kind of vague. Dues, $200 to enroll one child or $250 per family. All dues end of the year report, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I think we're almost through this. Starter quick. We're not going to request anything. We moved through here. I did send Brenda Young or whoever there an email. Asked some questions, how they're getting their money. We'll see if they give us an answer. AI says private schools in the United States receive little to no funding from the government and instead rely on other sources. Tuition, the primary source of funding for private schools, with tuition vary by school type. Quality of education, the average annual tuition for all private schools is about $12,000, with private elementary middle school averaging about $9,000, and private and secondary and high schools average about $16,000. So state funding, some states offer voucher programs that provide funding for private school attendance. I'm sure these guys got into that. Vouchers. The amount of state funding varies by state. It looks like you pay for a lawyer probably to get you your best deal. That's what it looks like to me. If your lawyer sends letters out for you, it looks like you're serious and they're going to give you some funding maybe. I'm not sure. Donations to private schools. So I bet you there's lots of rich JWs donating. Auxiliary revenue, fees, housing, food typically account for about half of a private school's annual revenue. And private schools are not affiliated with any local, regional, state, or national government. However, in some cases, Congress has authorized financial assistance for private schools in areas where a major disaster or an emergency has been declared. So JW Org might be in these other countries trying to get private schools started. Now, how is the Jehovah's Witness new school funded in the USA? It's not funded by any Jehovah's Witness congregation or the Watchtower. That's what it says. We have students in 35 states. Now, does a religious private school not prepare children? Like, are your children prepared for the real world? Now, there's all kinds of forums out there. You can look. Do they teach your children better? No. There's no secret strategy. Hutterites. We're in Canada here. We have what we call Hutterites. You might have what you call Amish or Mennonites down in the U.S. There are some Hutterites in the mid-U.S., lots of them. Well, they have schools, and we live next to a Hutterite colony. They had a school right on their property, and the government put the teacher there. So here's how it is. No, Hutterites' schools are public schools, so they're not private. Hutterite colonies build and maintain their own schools to educate their children and keep them on the colony. You see, they're right up front about that. The Hutterites, Mennonites, Amish, same thing. Not this new system school. They dance about this whole thing, but they might as well just come out and say the Jehovah's Witness or this new system school is designed to maintain its own school, JW school, to educate the children and keep them in the kingdom hall, keep them as missionaries, pioneers, like really super indoctrinate them really hard, and to the point that they will give up their life if they need a medical treatment, including blood. And these little kids will be taught to answer judges and so forth in this manner. They do that. Now, Hutterite schools are typically public schools that serve students from kindergarten through the 8th grade and up to 15 years of age. So, and Hutterites don't promote their kids to go on to any further education than grade 9. If they want to go to grade 10 or a public school, I've never seen it. They're done, and they speak German here in the Hutterite school. But they do hire a public teacher, a teacher with a bachelor's degree, to make sure that everyone's educated. Now, most K-12 teachers, grade 12 teachers, whether in public or private schools, need to have at least a bachelor's degree, preferably in education for private school teachers. It can be beneficial. So let's look at that. How does a person get a teaching degree in the USA to teach in a private school? Well, to teach in a private school in the USA, you typically need to earn a bachelor's degree. You have to complete a state-approved teacher education program, fulfill student teaching requirements, pass a general teaching certification or licensure exam, and pass a subject test that focuses on your area of interest. Apply for state teacher certification. Certification ensures that the teacher meets state educational standards and can provide a constant level of education. However, not all private school teachers need to be certified. Some private schools may allow you to become a teacher without a bachelor's degree. And if you're a foreign educated teacher, you'll also need to secure a U.S. visa, blah, blah, blah. So, anybody can kind of be teachers. It looks like there's all kinds of loopholes. But you're not going to get a teacher that's going to teach you, that knows chemistry, biology, that knows the complications of math and algebra, if you're just using mums. And not all mums. I believe Ruby is a mum that can teach all of those things. Okay, now did you mean, do I have to attend a university to get a bachelor's degree in teaching? Yeah. You need to attend a university to get a bachelor's degree in teaching. So how can the school comply with JW.org? JW.org, as we all know, if you're an elder, you will lose all your privileges if your child goes to higher education, goes to university, or your family. That's the deal. You know, we ran lots of videos. They make training videos how to delete elders. They are against higher education. Well, you have to have higher education if you want to have a teaching degree in the U.S. You need to complete a 4-year bachelor's degree from an accredited post-secondary institution. You need practical experience. You need to have a minimum of 75 hours of volunteered or paid experience working with young people. And they all dumb that down, saying that they're out in service at the Kingdom Hall and all that kind of stuff. I think a lot will be dumbed down to that. Admission average. You need to have a minimum average of 65% in the last 30 credits of transferable post-secondary coursework. English literature and composition, you need to have 6 credits with a minimum average of 65. And you can also become a teacher without a degree in education by completing an alternative teacher certification program and working as an English teacher abroad, which may not require a college degree if you are a native speaker. So it looks like there's all kinds of loopholes, but please note that if you're going to this school, where is it here? Pull it up on the screen, thumbnail. Yeah, if you're going to the new system school, the school to keep indoctrinating your children, you are not going to get teachers that are qualified to teach all the way up to a K-12. That's not my words. That's the words from the professionals. Okay, well, that's all I have for you today. And until next time, keep learning, keep loving, and I guess keep teaching. Teach this to your children. Love, how to love, the most important thing. We'll see you on the next video.